What's up YouTube? Today we'll continue with my series The Best Buy. I believe this will be a great one, a lot of great cards to compare, and if in the end end up enjoying this video or even right now, I would love if you can leave a like. That means a lot, supports the channel tremendous, and for you is super easy. So have that in consideration if you want to support the channel. Another thing is a lot of viewers are not even subscribers, consider also to change that. So let's move on into the disclaimer. It will be a short one, but a very important one. No financial advice, always do your own research. No one can predict the market. Fundamentals are your best friend in the long run. Any card I will show in this video or any video can eventually be buying or selling. On the description you can find an affiliate link that supports the channel. Same goes for Patreon, so any type of support, thank you so much. English is not my main language, any types of mispronunciations, I'm sorry. So, a couple of notes for the best buy, and I will be quick on this. All of the data for the results was obtained on my Instagram profile, so follow me there if you want to participate next time. More than 300 votes, and all of those have a fun component. To give you my correct answer, I would need hours in research, and at the end of the day there is no correct answer, as you know. If you do not agree with me or my choice, or my viewer's choice, better saying, good chance you can be correct, but explain in the comments why you think you go for this card versus the other one, because that way we all can learn, we all can push some type of critical thinking into this type of conversation. So let's start with the number one comparison, and this is a very fun one because puts ahead a modern card versus a pre-modern sticker. Both players super famous, Mbappe and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and the first card for Mbappe is a 2017 Top Scrum UEFA Champions League Blue Refractor, sold for 10.8k. I'm talking about the PSA 10. Going against Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the only rookie for Ibrahimovic, 2000 Panini Football, a PSA 8, which by the way is a very good grade for this sticker, sold for 10.2k. I suspect, and again, I did this yesterday, so I don't even remember the results anymore. But I believe this will be a close one. I know a lot of people love to collect Mbappe. I think from the modern era is probably the player, with Haaland to be fair, that have the most eyeballs right now. The Blue Refractor is a beautiful card, no doubt. I think Top Scrum in general, especially this year. The other years I'm not even that big of a fan, but this year the design was quite interesting. For me, being real, this is an easy one. I would go for the Zlatan Ibrahimovic, quite easy, and I will explain my reasons quite fast. So, Mbappe rookie card. Well, you can say it's the sticker, you can say it's the Top Scrum, you can say it's the Prism. There is also the Father's Day. There is a lot of cards that could be in contention to be the rookie card or the rookie sticker, whatever, for Mbappe. For Zlatan Ibrahimovic is completely different. This is the only rookie. There is no debate around that. Apart from that, I believe this is one of the most difficult stickers to find in Premodern. I don't want to say this sticker have true rarity, but can have probably strong rarity, even long run, versus a card that, yes, is a numbered card, is manufactured type of rarity, type of scarcity. So I would prefer go for something that is a little bit more organic. Apart from that, is also the fact that Ibrahimovic this is the only rookie. So even if the pop makes, let's say, 2x, 3x, I still think this card will have a lot of demand because people have no alternatives. And Zlatan Ibrahimovic is one of the best players from this generation. So there is that. I think Mbappe potential career can actually become better than Ibrahimovic. We still need to wait and see. But Ibrahimovic's career is also quite good. He's iconic in the soccer world, and I believe that will translate also, is already translated into the soccer card market. So for me, the choice is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I think the Mbappe card is also a beautiful one, but I would not pay this amount of money, being honest with you. So, and yeah, my viewers in this case end up agreeing with me. 55% end up going for the Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but was quite close as I expected. What can I say? Well, I think again, this is almost two different markets, right? We are talking about a sticker versus a card. Apart from that, some people don't care that much about Ibrahimovic, but they've been watching Mbappe in the last 2 3 years, so they have a connection with him. So there is a lot of factors going into a decision like this. For me, as a Premodern collector, it was quite obvious that I would go for the Ibrahimovic rookie, especially because I like organic scarcity, and I believe this is one of the most difficult stickers to find in Premodern. So, moving on to the next one, and this was a very fun one to be fair. So, the next one puts ahead two great players, two goats in my perspective, and I'm talking about Zinedine Zidane and Pele. Pele, for a lot of people, the best player ever, the most important player in the vintage market, without any doubt at this point. So this puts Panini Foot 92 SGC 8 Zinedine Zidane, beautiful sticker for Zizou versus Pelé Aquarela SGC 4 blue number. So another obvious one for me. I also think this could be a close one, but this is obvious. Why? Well, the reality is, I think in terms of greatness, most people put Pele ahead of Zidane. Nothing wrong with that. I would agree even with that. The thing is, Pele have a lot of rookie material. This is, in terms of eye appealing, actually love the Aquarela card. I think is a beautiful one. SEC4 is not the easy grade, but I also don't understand how grading companies can sometimes say this is a 2 or this is a 3 or this is a 4. At least for me seems a bit random, so even the condition rarity on a card like this I will not be trusting that much, just my opinion. Like I said, beautiful sticker, looks amazing on the SEC slab, and I think is a great card overall. But for that reasons I don't trust the rarity that much. I'm sorry. I also think that Pele have better alternatives if you want to enter the rookie market, especially because this is the most common rookie for Pele. Makes me go for the Zinedine Zidane one. And Zinedine Zidane is actually, my logic is, could be similar to the Ibrahimovic rookie. Even though I think the Ibrahimovic sticker is more difficult to find than the Zinedine Zidane one, what makes me choose the Zidane is a very similar logic. It's the only rookie for Zidane, and that alone is huge if you guys think about it. Pele have what, 7, 8, 10, I don't know from the top of my head, but they have a lot of rookies, even though all of them to certain level are quite scarce. But you get the point. When you just have one rookie and players like Ibrahimovic, players like Zidane, players like Ronaldinho, this is honestly quite a huge factor. So I would go for that. Apart from even now talking about rarity, I honestly think that the sticker alone can be more rare than the Aquarela card, even though it's a Panini sticker. But even more important, what I like about this is the grade. SCC8 is an insane good grade. Again, looks amazing on the SCC slab. I love the yellow with the black. So yeah, a lot of money for both, being honest, but I would go for the Zinedine Zidane. And let's see what my viewers think. I'm happy that I'm agreeing with them most of the time, at least for now. So 61%, actually not most of the time, all the time, but 61% for Zinedine Zidane. Makes sense. I also understand that people, when they look at Pelé, they put him so above everyone else, or at least in the GOAT level, and everything below the 3-4 guys that we consider GOATs, sells for much less. So there is also that. But in this case, I would go for the Zinedine Zidane, quite easy, being honest. So before I continue to the next Best Buy, and I hope you guys don't skip this part, if you like my content on YouTube, I also provide content on Patreon. I put a lot of content there actually, so there is weekly content. I put a Q&A every Wednesday and the extra audio on Saturday. So actually a lot of weeks I make more content for Patreon than I make for YouTube. So anyone joining the Patreon community will be able to ask me questions for the Q&As, and I'm answering more than 300-400 questions at this point. And if you join now, and this is the key thing, you have access to all the old content. So more than 60 videos and more than 60 audio. So you are missing a lot of stuff. If you are not part of the Patreon community, you need to pay around $10. If that's a lot of money to you, don't feel pressure to join, because again, there will always be free content on YouTube. But if you want to support me and apart from that have more content, link will be below the video, link will be on the description. So another thing is actually my Discord server. We are very close to 800 members. I would love to see you there. It's an amazing place to learn and share. A lot of experience collectors, a lot of great conversations are happening on Discord. So if you are not on Discord, you are actually missing a lot of knowledge, and knowledge is power. So link below the video if you want to check Discord and if you want to check the Patreon community. Moving on to the next one, and this puts ahead two players that I grew up watching and I, to be fair, love both of them. I'm talking about Thierry Henry, legendary player from France, one of the best players ever in Premier League, amazing run with Arsenal, versus Ronaldinho, as you guys know at this point, my favorite player ever. This case, I'm talking about the Panini Foot SGC 8 for Thierry Henry versus the Ronaldinho PSA 5 99, which is, like I said, I believe in the last comparison, the only rookie for Ronaldinho. So this is a more interesting one for me. This was not so obvious because, again, I thought the Zlatan Ibrahimovic and the Zidane one are obvious for the way I approach the market. This one I'm a little bit more confused. I don't even have the answer right now. Let's see the points I can make for Thierry Henry. Well, I think the Thierry Henry card is, again, one of the most beautiful stickers in Premodern, and for me that counts. SCC8 is a very good grade. Rarity should be similar to the Zinedine Zidane one, probably a little bit more common since he's earlier released, but I'm not even sure if this is the relevant point. Looks beautiful again on the SCC slab. I know some people love PSA, but I really doubt that anyone can say that, for example, the Zidane and the Henry, they look bad on the SCC slab. I think they look quite great. I forget to actually say the prices, but you guys can also see on the screen the foot Henry was 3.3k and the 99 Ronaldinho was 3.2k. This case the PSA 5 for Ronaldinho. So in terms of rarity, let's start with that. I actually think the Henry in this grade will be more rare than the Ronaldinho in a PSA 5. In terms of greatness, I put Ronaldinho ahead of Thierry Henry. In terms of true rarity, what sticker do I think will be more difficult? Forget the condition rarity right now. This is a tricky one because I also don't know the answer for that, and no one knows, to be fair. I suspect could be actually the Thierry Henry, since I believe the awareness is a bit stronger on France versus Brazil. Because all of that, I may have to choose the Henry card, but I'm really not sure. I have to admit, I love the Ronaldinho sticker. I think it's such a great one. But I may have to go for this because SCC8, I really think this is an amazing grade for this sticker, even though I suspect the pop will keep increasing for both. I don't expect a lot of fights for Henry, and I can see a world that much more 5s for will appear for Ronaldinho. So difficult one. I like, in terms of greatness, I prefer Ronaldinho over Henry, but in this case I would go for Henry, but very close one. And yes, my viewers again agree with me, so we are doing great on that front, but again, was super close. 53% versus 37% is basically, for me, I guess any of these buys. I actually love both buys, by the way. I'm not even talking if I end up agreeing with the buy or not. In this case, I actually love both buys. But yeah, very close one, both great cards, no doubt. Moving on to the next one, and this will be a very fun one. So this puts ahead Maradona versus Maldini, and for Maradona I'm talking about the 78 Crack Campeonato Mundial cartoon in a PSA 1, but as you can see, this is a very particular PSA 1 because there is actually part of the card missing on the top left. So there is that. Versus Calcio Flash 86 Maldini. In this case, is a PSA 5. Actually, it looks much better than a PSA 5. I own a PSA 4 Calcio Flash Maldini, and I also think looks much better than a PSA 4. Seems like PSA is quite harsh grading these stickers for some reason. Maybe there is some defect that we are not seeing on the screen. That's also a possibility. But so the Maradona sold for. A little bit over $400. Same goes for the Calcio Flash Paolo Maldini. Interesting one, in the sense that in terms of greatness, I put Maradona. I mean, Maradona is one of the goats. I think Maldini is also one of the goats in his position, but not overall. In terms of rarity, honestly, the both are fairly low pop. I suspect the Calcio Flash could be a little bit more rare than the 78 Crack Campeonato cartoon, because the headshot on the Crack Campeonato Mundial 78 is actually, I would say, high pop for vintage, even though we are talking about Maradona, so the demand tends to be much higher. This one, for some reason, is not that high pop. I suspect people end up grading the headshot much more than the cartoon version. So maybe there is a chance this card can increase quite a lot, or at least for the pop we have right now in the next 2, 3, 4 years. I don't want to predict that type of stuff, as you guys know, but there is that scenario. Versus the Maldini. Honestly, if this was a normal PSA 1 or PSA 2, for example, I own a PSA 2 of this card, that I believe the eye appealing is quite good, so I would, and to be fair, that will be more a 1K card than a $500. So, but if that was the case, if this was a normal PSA 1, I would go for Maradona, even if I can see a scenario that the rarity is stronger for Calcio Flash, but greatness is a huge aspect. And if I believe Henry and Ronaldo could be close, I don't think this is close. Maradona, at least in my mind, is much ahead in terms of collector base, even potentially demand in the future than Maldini, even though I love the Maldini card, and you guys know, because I actually have one sticker, one Calcio Flash sticker for Maldini, and this is my favorite rookie, since I don't find the Forza Gold card, but different conversation for another day. So I would go for the Maldini one on this case, because I really don't like the eye appealing of the Maradona. But I would say I don't even think this was a bad buy for this Maradona. I actually thought it was quite fair. I just think long run I can see a little bit more potentially on the Maldini one. And again, 4 for 4 right now. My viewers also agree with me. By the way, this is not normal. If you want to check the other best buys, you guys will see that I disagree a lot with my viewers' choice. Today is not the case, but to be fair, a lot of these have been quite close. So 55% end up going for Maldini, and I agree, but I also understand why this is close, because Maradona is Maradona, you know. Moving on, and this one will be the final one, and this is a very fun one. Again, puts Panini Prism World Cup matchup Messi Cristiano Ronaldo, very popular card in the hobby, to be fair. I'm talking about the BGS 8.5 that sold for 1.2k versus Wayne Rooney 2002-2003 Premier League Merlin sticker, in this case greenback, which is the most common one, in a PSA 10, sold for basically the same amount of money, 1.2k. So let's see. Another interesting one. I actually, to be fair, the way I choose this type of comparisons, you guys don't think I'm a genius on this type of stuff. I just look at PLCC last sales, I see the card that I think people may recognize, and I go with them. But I never predict if this stuff will be close or not, honestly. But this video, I thought the comparing cards was quite difficult, because all of them are actually quite great, and all of them you can make strong points. For this one, alright, so to be fair, this is probably the one the other comparisons I showed to you until now, I actually love. I would say the 4 buys I think are quite decent. A couple I like more than others, but I have nothing against any of the buys. For these 2 in particular, I don't like either buy. And you guys say, wait, but you believe in Premier League legends, you like Wayne Rooney. Yes, no doubt about that. Wayne Rooney was such a legendary player. I just don't like the premium that people are paying for the PSA 10, at least for now. 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I may revisit this card and I would go, you know, guys, look, actually that was a great buy. At the time, I ended up overreacting a little bit. Maybe I did not trust condition rarity the way I should trust, but for now I'm staying a little bit in the defensive mode. So I don't like none of these buys. The Prism World Cup is, look guys, the way I approach Modern, and I know a lot of people will disagree with me right now, I just, if I'm investing in Modern, especially the ultra modern product that comes from America, because you also have Modern in Spain, in Portugal, etc., that's a different world since the release tends to be a little bit smaller than the American one. But there is also exceptions on that, very complex topic. But for example, if I'm investing in Modern, I like numbered cards. I don't trust this. I understand this is not exactly base, but it's difficult for me to go for this type of cards unless there is some type of serial number on the back. I think it's a beautiful card. I really love the design for this one. If I had to choose one right now, and keep one thing in mind, I don't like either buy. But if I had to choose one, I would go for the one runic sticker. But again, I really don't like any of these buys. But being a PSA 10, maybe condition rate will be super strong. Which I don't know, to be fair. I think the gem int rate is actually, because I was talking about this on my Discord server, so another shout out for my Discord server, link below the video if you want to join. I was having a conversation about this sticker in particular. Then I believe the gem int rate is 18%, and if you look at other Merlin stickers, for example the David Beckham Merlin, which is a card with, I would say, the pop is quite big, at least for the market we have right now. The gem mint rate was 10% for that sticker. So this is very anecdotal data still, but I would go for the one running, even though I'm not sure at all. Let's see if my viewers agree with me on this one. And well, finally we disagree. My viewers end up going for the matchup card. Again, to be fair, in terms of greatness, you have two of the best players ever. I just don't. I don't know. I actually like Prism, but I probably like the base card more than I like the base card just with Messi, with Cristiano alone. Then I like the matchup. I would love to have a matchup, but I would need a premium one. It's just my perspective. But I also understand if you guys choose the Prism card. At the end of the day, is a beautiful card. Even the Rune sticker. Actually, the headshot is I like much more than the action shot. But even this one in a PSA 10 is a super impressive card, no doubt. So, guys, let's finish this, and collect things you love is always the conclusion, and price is what you pay, value is what you get. Have that in mind. Hope you guys had fun with this one. I had a lot of fun, and thanks so much for watching. If you can leave a like, I would appreciate. If you can leave a comment, that will be even better. And the thing I always say, a lot of viewers are not even subscribers. Consider to change that if you are on that position. Have a nice day. Bye.